You just completed your circular motion lab, and you should have a data table that looks something like this. Now, of course, your numbers are going to be a little bit different, but in the end, the general format is going to look like this. Okay, data, we're going to have radius, time 1 for 20 revolutions, time 2 for 20 revolutions. You can see that my times are relatively consistent here, a little bit off. Okay, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. If we expected them to be exactly the same, then we probably wouldn't have measured the time twice, right? Now, that's data. What I've highlighted right now is data. What I have highlighted right now is analysis. I want to fill in my analysis portion of the table right now, but I'm too lazy to go to my calculator and do all those calculations on my calculator. It's going to take me a little bit of time. So I want to save myself that time. Here's what I'm going to do to save myself that time. Whenever entering a formula, whether it's in Google Sheets like you see up here or Microsoft Excel or any other spreadsheet, you're going to always start with an equal sign. So we're going to say equals, and then we want to find the average time. It's going to be equals, bracket, highlight the cells that you want to average out. So we want to highlight cell B3, sorry, this one right here. We want to add to that this cell. So we're taking time 1 plus time 2, which is cell B3 plus C3, and then we want to divide that by 2. The average of those times, 8.68 and 8.95, is 8.815 seconds. Then we want to find the period. The period is equals the average time for 20 revolutions divided by 20, because it was 20 revolutions. That's the period. Now the speed is going to be equals 2 times, so it's a little star, pi, which is 3.14, you're going to have to type that number in, times, again, the radius, so click on that cell, and then divide that by the period, which is this cell. 2 pi r divided by t. Press enter. There's the speed. Now, if you had to enter that every time for every box or every cell here, then that wouldn't be any more efficient than using your calculator. But if you notice, I can do this, highlight them all, click on that, whoops. Let's try that again. Highlight them all, click on that box in the bottom right-hand corner, that little square, and then scroll down. All of a sudden, it copies the formula, and the entire table is filled in correctly for me. Now, listen carefully. My table isn't formatted great because this time for 20 revolutions looks like it goes with the time 1 and time 2, but not the average time. What I'm going to do here, just for formatting, is maybe color this. Maybe color it, let's go blue. Okay, a light blue. So now I can see that the time for 20 revolutions goes with all of these things, right? You don't have to do that if you can format it in a different way to make it understandable. Okay, but that's one way of doing it. Now, the next thing I got to do is plot a graph. This will be my analysis table. I'll copy that directly into my Google Doc that I'm going to submit. But I got to plot my graph as well. And it's tricky to plot a graph of the first column versus the 6th column or 5th column, whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th column. The easiest way to do that is to insert a column right here, copy over your radius data, paste it in right here. Now, that's not your analysis table. Do not copy that over into your Google Doc because I don't want radius way over here in your when you hand it in. But it's easiest to do that to plot the graph. Now, I've got the 2 columns that I want to plot right beside each other, highlight both columns. I'm going to insert my chart just like I always do. I'm going to select scatter plot, and there we go. Make sense? One more little thing here. We're back to our original analysis table now. I've got decimal places all over the place. This goes to what, 8 or 10 decimal places? This goes to 5. This goes to 4. This goes to 2 to 1 decimal place. I want to make it a little bit tidier, a little bit neater. So what I'm going to do is highlight everything. I'm going to click on this little button over here, which decreases the decimal places, but makes it the same for all of them. So I'm going to click on that, I'm going to increase it because I decreased it to 1. Now I've got everything to 2 decimal places. Okay, it's not critical that you do that, but boy, it sure is a lot tidier when you've got a couple of decimal places or 3 decimal places or 1 decimal place, whatever you choose to go with, consistently throughout the entire analysis table.